What's up with Austin Matthews, Max? Because we are seeing this and we're like, okay, he needs to score more. And Craig Berube said he needs to score more. We need him to produce, and he will. So he better do.
Austin Matthew currently on pace for less than 40 goals over the course of I was going to say a full season, not even a full season, because he did hit 40 goal season in 2020, 2021, the shortened year. He has not scored less than 40 goals since 2018, 2019. As a matter of fact, the only two times he has not hit 40 goals in his NHL career were the two seasons where he played less than 70 games in 17-18 and 18-19. He is at less than a point per game. We're not talking about a slump at this point in the season. We're talking about a possible down year for Austin Matthews. And honestly, I am quite surprised by it. I get it, he was injured. I get it, he went to Germany to get his injury checked. So maybe it's something serious. But who was it? I think it's Scott Wheeler that tweeted the other day. It feels like more plays goes to die on his stick than they usually do, and I kind of agree with it. But here's the weird thing: he hit 60. He had a down year, quotation mark, because by his standard, 40 goal, 85 point in 22-23 was a down year. Then he bounces back with 69 last year. Is it just a thing for Austin Matthews? Is he going to go like roller coaster, a huge year, a slow year, or a huge? I don't know, but I do. He's one of the most exciting players in the NHL. I think that he is now the new Ovi in the sense that he is the bona fide, the top dog goal scorer in the league. And I do hope he finds his groove back, because the league is more interesting to watch, in my point of view, when Austin Matthews is firing it up.
And it's not
Yeah,
like
but of course.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Gab.
I was going to say, it's not like he's not even trying, right? 6 shots last night, and there's a lot that he's doing that it feels like he's trying to score goals. But I'm almost thinking at this point, is it the system of a Craig Berube that's not necessarily made to highlight Matthews himself, but to highlight maybe more the wingers, or maybe does he buy into the system of a Craig Berube?
That's interesting.
So maybe there's it's an hypothesis at this point. I don't have an answer, but we're December now, and yes, he had the injury, but before the injury, he was also we talked on this show where episode number 20, probably in episode number 3 or 4, we talked about Matthews and his offensive slump. So I think maybe there's something to look at in the system and see if there's anything that changes.
At least, the rest of the team is doing good, but the Leafs will need their captain to start scoring again if they want to do well. And if they want to be real contenders this season, at least they have really good goaltending. And this is a really good situation for Toronto. And who said that, Max? Look no further than their ex-coach, Sheldon Keefe, who gave everything to those two goalies, Anthony Solars and Joseph Woll. It's like seeing an ex-lover, like with a way better partner, and you're just like, yeah, they're good.
Was he playing some mind game? I don't know, but my man completely jinxed poor Anthony Stolarz, who got injured Thursday night. At the moment we are recording this podcast, we don't have an official word yet out of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The early reports indicate that it might not be a serious injury. Important to note that the Leafs just called back Dennis Hildeby from the Marlies on an emergency basis. So probably a bit more scared than real harm for Anthony Stolarz. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. And honestly, respect to Anthony Stolarz, even respect to Woll. Both of them are playing very, very good. Is Connor Hellebuck not in the NHL anymore? Has Connor Hellebuck gone to space? What is going on here? Is Lucas Dostal not like the backbone of a very bad Anaheim Ducks team? The best goaltending in the NHL? Come on, Sheldon Keefe. I know what you were doing here. You were just trying to play in the Leafs' head and their Habs and their fans' head. You were trying to say, I never had that type of goaltending when you were playing Mind's game. Like, my respect to those goalies. They're playing very good. Best in the league. look at number 37 in Winnipeg.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it's because we're not, we're not surprised by the tenure of Hellebuck anymore. And we're looking at this duo and we're like, okay, both of them are in the top 5 for the save percentage, goals against average. And this is not usual in Toronto. So maybe this is why he said what he said. But maybe he was playing mind games also. Maybe.
He was.
He was. Are you confident that Joseph Woll can handle, increased workload following this
I think
injury?
so. I think so because Wall's problem has been injuries.
Yeah.
But from a performance perspective, I always thought he was an interesting prospect for the Leafs, and I've seen him as the goalie of the future. But Stolarz has been way more than like the Leafs were expecting something good out of him. That's why they brought him out of Florida. He was the best backup in the league in Florida last season, but it's a big step at this point in his career also to take a bigger load. He has been stellar. He has been nothing short of stellar. I do think Wall can, and this is what is beautiful between these two. Like it's kind of like a Swayman Ullmark light. I insist on light in a way that both of them were pushing each other upward. And I do believe that maybe Wall can do that while Stolarz is injured, no matter how long he is.
Yeah, and he proved last season that he could take like games back to back and he could handle the workload.